podcast, brought to you by Ahmed Khalid and Ahmed Al Hamamsi from Middle East. Our global S&OP Community podcast mission is to build a global community from supply chain, marketing, trade marketing, sales, and finance all over the world, where everyone's voice could be heard and listened. Every week, we host a new episode with great thought leader in the S&OP industry. We believe that one word, one story, or one conversation could open up the light in the screen of your consciousness and you'll never be the same again. We discuss hot and trending topics with our subject matter experts by asking the right questions that uncover their valuable experience in our show. You can visit our website ahmedkhaled.co. Stay tuned every week with our global S&OP Community podcast. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all those beautiful people who are listening and watching us right now. Welcome again to another hot episode with our global S&OP Community podcast. In case if it's the first time for you to tune in our podcast, my name is Ahmed Khalid, and I am the host of the global S&OP Community podcast. And as usual, may I ask you to let me know where are you from in the comment below. And let me tell you our mission in the Global S&OP Community podcast. Our mission is to build a global S&OP community, not only from supply chain, but also from marketing, trade marketing, sales, and finance all over the world, where everyone's voice could be heard and listened. And this is just by giving a space to our audience to speak and ask questions on the spot with our subject matter experts. And let me tell you my mission on this podcast, especially. I interview global thought leaders in the S&OP field to uncover all of their valuable experience and knowledge to our community podcast. What can we guarantee you, especially in this podcast, that the knowledge and the experience that you will have from our subject matter experts and our thought leaders is a knowledge that you will not find in books. Practical experience of years and years from our global thought leaders in the S&OP. You can absorb these great values during our 1 hour of the podcast itself. Those experience, I guarantee you that it's literally can change your life to the better. The knowledge can literally open your eyes in many areas that you know nothing about it before. And this is just the aim from that podcast. We need to improve lives. We need every day to be better together. You can listen just for our previous episodes on iTunes. What you can just do is open iTunes and search Global S&OP Community Podcast. You will find like 17 hours of quality content and different topics across S&OP. Just subscribe to be notified every week with our new topic and our new episode. And before just jumping into our episode, just let me send some greetings for our friends who joined today. Our friend Sharmila. Hello, everyone. Great to see you, Sharmila. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure. Every time there is some technical challenge, I think LinkedIn user. Great to be a part of this event. Thank you, my friend. Hopefully, I will find what is the challenge here on this technical problem. But thank you for tuning in. We have our friend Ephraim Phone. Hi, I'm joining from Lagos. Great to see you. the best people in Nigeria. Thank you for tuning in, my brother. We have our friend Omar Bajamal. Hello, Ahmed. Great to see you, brother. Thank you for tuning in. LinkedIn user, yes, this is Fadi. Hello, guys. Great to see you, Fadi. Thank you for tuning in. Our friend Sanwala. Khalid, you are bringing amazing people knowledge and experience. Great to see you. Thank you, brother. My co-host Ahmed Al Hamamsi. Another great episode. Bless you, brother. Thank you so much, Ahmed. And I'm waiting for you to come back. Just coming back to our great episode today. Uh, our topic today will be more into the upstream side in the supply chain, which is the manufacturing excellence. And many questions could come into your mind at this point, which is how can factories play a big role in improving products, margin, and even the profitability of the company? Another question also could come into your mind: what could be the benchmarking using the factories they are using to illustrate which factory is on track and which factory is not on track? Also, could be what are the methodologies used to reduce the factory cost, hence even the supply chain cost? What is needed to transform normal factory to be a sourcing hub or exporting hub to the worldwide? All of those questions and more, even after your questions that you can ask it, will be answered today. Uh, and let me say that this episode, it's very unique and special to my heart. It's not because only of the topic, but because of our guest today. Let me speak about our guest on a personal level. Firstly, our guest today, he is a leader who leads by his soul, mind, and heart. He is a supply chain humanizer. I'm saying it from heart, really. He is a supply chain humanizer. When it comes to taking a decision in business, he always think about people firstly. Rarely to find a leader like him. He has a kind heart, and sometimes in Egypt we name it its white heart, because he doesn't personalize any challenge inside the workplace with the normal life. His passion in helping people around him, especially whether in business or even in life, is very contagious. When he gives you a piece of advice, he gives it from heart. He is a real business humanizer. I can speak about uh, our guest on a personal level literally till tomorrow. But let me just introduce our guest today. Let me see if you can see my screen. Our guest today is Sameh Sabry. Sameh Sabry, I will speak about the professional side at Sameh Sabry, his professional, I would say, technical background. Sameh Sabry is currently the Regional Engineering and Manufacturing Excellence Director at Unilever. He is in charge of Middle East, North Africa, Turkey, and Russia, and Ukraine and Belorussia. I think it's a very big region to be handled, and that's why Sameh is there. Sameh has played all the roles end to end in the supply chain. He started his career from at the upstream side, which is engineering and maintenance manager. He played the role of project manager, factory manager, manufacturing site manager, and he even played the supply planning manager. He was the supply chain director for Unilever Egypt, and currently he is the regional manufacturing excellence director at Unilever. Sameh has almost 25 years of experience, not only in the supply chain, but also in the business end to end. He is a great speaker who speaks to inspire. He participated in many events to inspire people in the supply chain careers. I can speak again about Sameh from now till tomorrow. So, without further introduction, let us please welcome Sameh to the show. And before just introducing Sameh, let's give him some applause. Hello, Sameh. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's too much for me, to be honest, and I really appreciate the intro. It's too much.
It's
I
my
really
pleasure,
appreciate
Sameh.
it. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sameh, for accepting the humble invitation in our podcast. Honored to have you, the leader who taught me the commitment and discipline in life, today, especially in our podcast. And I'm sure that this episode will be very unique, as I said, and great values of your 25 years of experience to be shared with our community today. So, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thank you very
So,
much, Ahmed. Go ahead.
thank you, sir. Thank you, Samah. Uh, so, I think that our topic today it's more related to the manufacturing excellence, and I know that you have a great and massive experience in that field, especially in the industry and upstream side. So, uh, being the regional supply chain and the regional director at Unilever in manufacturing excellence, what is the meaning of manufacturing excellence based on your experience?
Okay, so thanks for let me be with the team. I'm happy to be here to learn from every one of you and also share my humble experience and knowledge with you. So let us have mutual discussion, not one side discussion. So from my own perspective, manufacturing excellence is something about improvement. It's about how to develop and improve your performance. Um, how you can be agile, how you can be flexible, and also competitive in the market. So the most important thing about manufacturing excellence is to be flexible, agile, and competitive. When I mean competitive from cost perspective, from quality perspective, from standards perspective. So the concept of manufacturing excellence is mainly about how to improve yourself, how to develop yourself, how to develop your operations, about continuous improvement. If you know the about continuous
Yeah.
improvement, it's mainly about continuous improvement. So flexibility, agility, and to be having optimum from cost perspective. This is the rightful meaning from my side about manufacturing excellence.
Great. Just one question here, Sam. You spoke about the cost. I think that there is always a formula between a cost and the quality from a manufacturing excellence point of view, because I know that sometimes the business is pushing into saving some margins and saving some costs from a supply chain cost. And I know that also that production cost or conversion cost could be a big element inside the supply chain cost. When it comes to being a factory manager inside the manufacturing excellence, even understanding how can you just balance between the quality and the cost, just not be blinded away, because sometimes when it comes just we are blinded away by the cost itself, it can compromise somehow on the quality. How can we just balance this formula?
Okay, there is always a perception that to improve the quality, we need to invest and we need to have the cost will increase. But in reality, it is the vice versa. If you improve your performance, improve your quality, your cost will be reduced. How this will happen? So quality is very very important uh, KPI يعني if you are producing a product with a good quality, it's easy to be sold and it will be accepted by your consumer and your customer. But if you have a problem in the quality of your products, you will suffer in the market. So when you think about quality, you think about total quality, not only the cost of the quality of the factory, but the total cost of the quality for the total business, because this is also a very important part. But even if we talk about the quality and the cost of the quality inside the operation, there is misunderstanding that most of the people believes that to improve the quality, we need to spend and invest a lot, which will increase the cost. But after you dig in and understand what does it mean by quality and total quality management and the concept of the quality, you will find that in reality your cost is going down. How the cost will go down? So when you have a better quality, you will avoid waste. You will
Hmm.
avoid losses on the lines. You will not have any returns from the market. So when you reduce waste, you improve your cost. When you eliminate the quality defects on the lines, you avoid the stopping of the lines. So the lines will be operational. So also this will decrease your cost. When you have no returns from the market or any issues on the market due to the quality of the product, you will also reducing your cost. So having a proper and standard quality in your process end to end for sure will reduce your cost.
Thank you, Samah, for this amazing answer. I think let's come back to our audience. I think that we have great audience today. Our friend Mustafa. Hello from Egypt. Great to see you, brother. Thank you so much. We have our friend Fatima Zaid. Thanks for your effort. Great to see you. Thank you so much. Our friend Tamer Ahmed. Hello, Ahmed. Great to see you. Thank you so much. Our lovely brother Hassan Ali. Looking forward to the event and thanks for the effort. Thank you, Hassan, so much for tuning in. Our friend Abdulaziz. Hi, excited to enjoy this webinar. Thank you, Abdulaziz, for just joining in. We have our friend Henrique from Brazil. Hello, everybody. Great to see you. Thank you so much. We have Dorra. Hello from Mexico. So I think that we have also the other side from the world, Sam, Brazil and Mexico. Thank you for tuning in. Our lovely friend Raymond. Good evening and greetings from the UK. Thank you for tuning in. Our lovely also friend and brother Mu'taz. Mu'taz is saying, hi, brother. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just before just moving into the next slide or the next, I would say, phase. So, guys, please feel free to ask whatever questions to Sameh Sabry at any time, and we'll jump into your question just for the sake of time. So, Sameh, the second question that came into my mind, which is how how come that manufacturing excellence can reduce the cost, production cost, and improve even the company margins?
Okay, this is a very good and very important questions because some of the companies they don't understand the importance of the operations and having excellence in the operation. They always think about the margin only or the market only, and they don't focus more about the operation and production. For sure, manufacturing excellence, improving and enhancing the cost of the total cost of the product and the production cost as well as the margins of the business. Because at the end, the part of the margin is the production cost. So if we can improve the production cost and we can reduce the production cost, for sure we can improve the gross margin or the margin of the product itself and the margin for the business. How we can do that? There is a lot of things that we can do. So first of all, what you cannot measure, you cannot control. So we need at first to understand what is our current cost and what is the reason of this cost. And then after that, we can discuss how we can improve this cost and we can reduce the cost. So for production cost, we have very famous cost centers, or we call it cost centers or allocation, if you would like to say from financial perspective. So we have the labor cost, we have depreciation, which is the value of the assets cost. We have the maintenance cost, we have the indirect cost, which including quality and safety and other functions that supporting the operation. We have a lot of allocations that at the end, for nutshell, is showing the total production cost of the factory. For sure, when you apply excellence or manufacturing excellence, you put target for yourself to reduce this cost. There is a lot of models, a lot of concepts. Some people, they apply what we call lean manufacturing concepts. Some sites or some businesses, they apply total productive manufacturing or total productive maintenance. In Unilever, we apply what we call world-class manufacturing system. The objective of this, another companies, they apply Six Sigma. So all these concepts or 20 steps, there is another concept called 20 steps. So 20 steps, Six Sigma, WCM, TPM, lean manufacturing. The aim of this all systems is to improve and enhance the operation and reduce the production cost. To reduce the production cost, as I said, you need to understand clearly what is your cost elements, and you need to do a benchmark versus your competition in the market to understand you are in a good shape or you are not in a good shape. So you compare yourself within your own industry and you see that where you are in every element. And based on that, you decide if you are okay or not okay. This is one way. The second way, it's about continuous improvement. So even if you are the benchmark or your cost is the best in the industry, you need to improve. So what you do that you put yourself a target in a yearly basis to improve your cost, to enhance the margin. Sometimes the business even ask for, and there is more advanced concept that Some companies, they ask for what we call it production savings or
Mhm.
manufacturing savings. So they put targets for savings for every operation, and they are they are looking for delivering these savings, and these savings for sure improving the cash of the business and
Mhm.
improving the margin of the business when you reduce your production cost. So there is a good link and a very important link between the production cost and the margin of the product. In some industries, the production cost can be from 5% maybe to 12% of the cost of the goods sold,
Cox, yeah.
or the cost of the product itself.
Mm.
And then it depends and vary from industry to
That's
industry.
written.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Samah. Let me just come back to our audience again. We have our friend Khalid Samar. Greetings from Dubai. Thank you for tuning in. Our lovely friend عمرو الحسيني منور وحشنا يا هندسة. Thank you so much, عمرو. Thank you for tuning in. Ahmed Qabil, he's sending greetings. Thank you for tuning in, Ahmed. And we have our friend Philip. Good evening, everyone. Greetings from Nigeria. We have our friend Muhammad Adam. Very excited to join the session. Looking forward to learn a lot. Thank you for tuning in. For sure, our brother Muhammad Abul Qasim. Greetings, Ahmad Sam. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in, Qasim. We have our friend Mahmoud Bari. Good evening from Riyadh. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. And again, I keep repeating it. Feel free to ask whatever question into your mind, and I will jump into it to take it. So, Samah, just one of the challenges that when I was in the upstream side and even in the production, there was something came into my mind, and what is the link between the OEE if I enhanced my overall equipment effectiveness and how it will be directly related to the reducing my manufacturing cost. Uh, just need to understand the link between those things, OEE and the manufacturing cost.
Okay, also this is a good question as well. The OEE, it's overall equipment efficiency or overall equipment effectiveness. And then the main idea behind this KPI is to assure that our lines and our equipments are running in efficient and effective way. When you have your equipments running in efficient and effective way, this means that you have very minimal losses. For sure, any operation will have some losses. Our objective is to minimize or to eliminate these losses as much as we can. So
Mhm.
when we say losses, it means that we have extra costs. When you have a losses, you have extra costs. So when you minimize the losses, you improve your performance, you reduce the cost. So I will give you two examples to explain the logic. So if I have very optimum line and our OEE of the line is high, I will say another terminology like what we call it capacity utilization. So capacity utilization, it means that how much we are utilizing our lines. So if I have what we call it capacity constraint on the lines, and my OEE is very low, this will be a constraint. So if I have
Mhm.
a high demand or to supply, and we are putting the scheduling of the lines, I will be constrained by the capacity utilization of the line. And one of the reasons that will constrain the capacity utilization will be the OEE of the line itself. So if I can improve the OEE of the line, it means that I will reduce the capacity utilization, which will allow me to add more volumes to be produced. And if I am very efficient and I can produce the demand required to be supplied in less hours, so I can shut down the operation for specific hours,
Mhm.
maybe 1 day, 2 days, something like that, and I avoid overtime that we pay extra money for the operation in case we asked them to work in weekends or we asked them to work night extra hours at the day. This is extra cost. One of the other things that if I didn't improve the OEE or the performance of the lines and they have high capacity utilization like what I have highlighted, maybe I will need to invest and spend money cash to have extra line or extra machine to produce the products that I need or to fulfill the demand. So improving OEE for sure, impacting the cost of the factory by improving the capacity utilizations of the lines, eliminating the waste that can comes from the line, so it also reduces the cost, avoiding more investment. For sure, there is threshold in case we
Mm.
reach a certain specific capacity utilization, we need to invest. So what we are trying to do by OEE, we are trying always most of the time to be below this tipping point to assure that we will not invest as much as we can. All these parameters or the points affecting our performance, affecting the cost at the end.
Yeah. Thank you, Samah. I think that we have the first question from Abdelaziz. He's asking, is it true that using lean is unrealistic and it's really hard to implement it?
Okay, Abdulaziz, يعني, there is using lean is not unrealistic. Use the lean in your daily life. Lean it's about improvement and development, and every one of us using the lean tools. By the way, so you are attending this discussion now or this webinar or this why you have attended. You are attending to improve or to know something new, to learn about something new. So you are investing your time and you are coming here to discuss and share your experience and you also know about new topics. This is improvement. You are improving your skills. You're improving your experience with the people, the nice people that we have here in the chats that will share experience and will share knowledge. This is what we call improvement. So it is under lean as well. So applying lean, it's not a rocket science. Apply improvements, it's not a rocket science. It's very simple tools, very simple methodologies, but it needs discipline. So if there is no discipline, it will be difficult to implement the lean concept or the lean in the manufacturing. But if you have the discipline and we have the will to improve, for sure it is easy to be implemented and it will show great and brilliant results.
Yeah. Thank you, Samah. We have another question from our friend Philippe. He is asking, is operational excellence and manufacturing excellence the same thing?
Okay, so manufacturing excellence is unique to manufacturing. So when we call manufacturing excellence, we focus more about the manufacturing, producing the products, which means the factory environment. When we say operational excellence, it goes a little bit far beyond that. So operations, any operations, so we can improve the total supply chain operations by applying good tools like as I said, lean tools or WCM tools. So operations, it's any operation. You can improve your operation, you improve your performance. Manufacturing, it's mainly in the manufacturing environment.
Thank you, Samah. I think we have long question. I will try to read it from our friend Henry because if I put it on the screen, it will not be obvious too much. So the question that was asked by Enrique is asking how to overcome difference between sales and production, even though there is a combined planning for what will be produced. Unexpected changes arise in the market via sales and generate pressure to change the schedule on the shop floor. This can compromise achieving previously agreed results. I think
Yeah,
it's
this is
very nice question.
the dilemma of the supply chain. So this question is very famous question. It's a chronic problem that you used to have. But guess what? This is the reality that we need to live with. We are living in a VUCA environment, and I think most of you know the VUCA definition. You saw the COVID, what happened, and the COVID impact, and we still impacted by what happened in the pandemic till now. And guess what? It will continue for almost 1 to 2 years now, again more. So forecasting is not a simple thing that we can say that we can have 100% forecast accuracy or something like that. The good companies, very good companies, when they have 70% forecast accuracy, they are celebrating, which means that we have 30% error in the signal that you get. Guess what? 30%. But at least we have 70% correct. So how we can overcome this problem? We cannot go in the S&OP cycle and every time we complain about the number that we got. And the supply chain is very structured, very organized system. sometimes it's difficult to react to sudden changes. But again, this is changing, by the way. Now the supply chain start to think differently. What happened in the last 3 years specifically? By the way, supply chain is changing and evolving every 5 to 10 years. But what happened in the last 2 to 3 years, it is accelerating the change by far. So there is a new concept to start to be there, like agility and flexibility. So how we can be flexible and agile as a supply chain to cater for such ad hoc requirement, for such sudden changes. This is very important. How you can react to the market dynamics, how you can be fast, flexible, and agile to take the opportunity. Because if you didn't take the opportunity, someone else will take this opportunity. So, there is a lot of tools, there are a lot of ways, but it will take. We can discuss it, but it will take some long, big discussion. Maybe you can arrange it with Ahmed later. But there is a lot of tools. Digitalization is playing very important role, by the way, in this area. We can discuss it, but I think it will take longer time. So maybe with Ahmed we can have a separate
about digitalization.
to discuss this topic. But to conclude, this is the normal, and it will be always like this. This is the normal. So we need to adapt. As a supply chain, we need to adapt and understand this is the normal way of work. We cannot change it. If you cannot change it, you need to adapt to it. And there is a lot of tools to adapt to it.
Yeah, I like what you said, Sameh, because you touch a point that supply chain should be agile and responsive. And when it comes, I come back like 11 years back when I was in the factory, my mind was very rigid, because why always the planning is playing in the production frozen horizon and just changing in a very short time, even less than 1 week or just 3 days, they change the plans. And you open eyes on that point that manufacturing should be also agile. And this kind of rigid mindset where we should have a production frozen horizon, no, this, as you said, that most companies that they're agile, they shouldn't have this frozen horizon. This is opposing every and each kind of agility meaning. So you should be responsive, because the market, time to market, you should reduce it. Time to volume, even, you should reduce it in order to cope with the market, because you never know how it's happening. And that is, as you speak about the VUCA and uncertainty that we are living it, we should adapt and we should be agile, that this is the new norm. This is our life would be like this. Yeah.
Very true.
So
I saw a question regarding industrial version 4 as well, Ahmed. It was at the beginning.
Yes.
I think.
Yes, we have our friend Mustafa Absalam. He's speaking. Let's about Industry 4.0.
Also, thanks Mustafa for opening this topic, but it's a very, very big topic as well. I can go very fast about the topic. So Industrial Revolution 4.0, it become something booming now, and I was hearing about it 3 to 4 years ago, but now it becomes very accelerated, and most of the companies start to implement. It's mainly about digitalization. In Industry 3.0, we're talking about automation and PLC programming and the use of robots and cobots. Industrial Revolution 4.0, it's become about digitalization, Internet of Things, augmented reality, automated guided vehicles, digital twin, digital dark factories, a lot of things, touchless operation, a lot of stuff that it will need big time or more time to discuss. But at the end, this is the future. It's very important. It's mainly about data science, using the data. About data lake. The most important thing about the Industrial Revolution 4.0 that you can connect your lines with the internet, like which we call it Internet of Things. You can capture data real time, and this data you record it in data lakes, and you need to have data scientists who can analyze this data, and based on this analytics, you can take faster decisions. This is one part of the Industrial Revolution 4.0. Plus what I said about automation and digitalization from the augmented guided vehicles or digital twin or dark factory concept or touchless operation. This is all on nutshell the new trend of the Industrial Revolution 4.0.
Thank you, Samah, for the great answer. We have our friend Philip. He's asking, is there any book on manufacturing excellence you can recommend?
Again, there is a lot of good books. I cannot recommend a specific book to be frank, but what I can say that lean manufacturing is very simple. And then I believe there is a lot of materials on the internet that you can download. If you are new on this topic, maybe you can start with lean concepts. It will be very easy to you to understand from my point of view. But honestly, I cannot. There is Toyota Production System. It's a good book, but you will not find a lot of stuff in. Maybe Kaizen is a good book as well, but you will not understand Kaizen if you don't understand lean. So you need first to understand about lean. Then maybe you can go for Toyota Production System book or Kaizen. This is my view, but you can the most easy thing that you go to internet and Google it and just check for lean materials. You'll find a lot of stuff there. Start from there.
Thank you, Samah. We have another question from our friend Mustafa. He is asking, how can you put criteria so we can measure improvement of the process when implementing a new system?
Okay, so at the beginning said what you cannot measure, you cannot improve. When you said, are you saying now about the criteria to measure the improvement on the process you need or system? You need to understand first the system. What is the objective of this system? What is this system supposed to deliver? So based on that, you start to put your own KPIs for this system, and you monitor these KPIs. It doesn't matter of the KPIs now good or bad. It's matter to monitor the performance of the system and to measure these KPIs, and you try to improve these KPIs versus yourself. So you do your own benchmark. What is our current status, and where we would like to go? And based on that, you put your own criteria. So again, the most important thing to understand what is the objective of this system, why we are aiming to have it, what is the expected outcome, and you measure the outcome. You put your own criteria to measure this outcome, and you benchmark yourself versus the outcome. How much did you improve versus last month? How much that you improved versus last 6 months? How much that you improved versus last year?
Yeah, thank you, Samah. We'll jump into the next question from our friend Muhammad Adam. He's asking how manufacturing excellence can be applied in procurement, taking into consideration business agility challenges.
Okay, so Muhammad, for procurement, I know why he asked this question. I know where he's coming, but anyhow, a continuous improvement, which is a concept, can apply anywhere. As I said at the beginning, we apply it in our own personal life, so it can be applied in any function, in any department. Any department or any function need to improve, and there is two ways for improvement. There is continuous improvement, which is step by step. You put for yourself a standard that you need to achieve. Then you try to improve. For procurement, for example, you need to have your own KPIs. Again, what is the objective of the procurement department? What is their main objectives? What is their main deliverables that they should deliver? And based on that, they put their own KPIs, and they need to work to improve these KPIs. I will give one example. One of the objectives of a procurement is to get the right materials or the right supplier with the right quality at optimum cost. Okay, so this is one of the KPIs that we need to measure. Do we have this KPI or we don't have it? Do we have the right suppliers with the right quality, with the right deliveries? We don't have. This is one of the things. Procurement responsible for the cash of the business. Around 85 to 90% of the product cost is coming from materials. So procurement for business is very, very, very important. So for procurement, how to do a good deal, and how to have a partnership with the suppliers to assure sustainability of supply with optimum price for the business, and having what we call partnership. This is very important things to measure and to control. How to deliver products or materials from the supplier to the point of use right first time, without an inspection and without having a storage or warehouse, just from the supplier directly to the production line or the point of use with no inspection at all. This is one of the criteria that we need to measure and to have it as a KPI. How much savings that they did, how much better deals that they made to save money for the company, because most of the savings that we deliver for the business is, to release cash is coming from procurement. How much good deals that they do, terms payment or payment of the terms. It's very important. So if you
Cash
are
flow,
a
yes.
supplier is paying 30 days or 60 days or 15 days or 90 days, it's very important to working capital of the business. Also, as I said, partnership with the supplier. How you treat the supplier. You treat the supplier as you are one, or you treat your supplier as just a supplier that I'm trying to get the most benefit of the supplier, and that's it. I don't care about my supplier. This is very important. So, as I said, continuous improvement is applied everywhere. And the second way is disruption, of having a new way of thinking, or a new trend. These two ways is the only ways to improve. Okay, so continuous improvement, it's a system that you can use when you have your own current process on the ground or current system, and you need to improve this system. Here, the continuous improvement or the excellence will come. But if you have created a new system or a new concept, this is a disruption. Like the industry now, we talk about digitalization. It's a disruption. Okay, when you have the new system in place, you will use the continuous improvement to improve the system. But you get my point. So again, you can use manufacturing excellence or excellence in any part of operational excellence in any part of the business, even procurement.
Thank you, Samah. Can I give you something here? Thank you, Samah. It's a wonderful answer and very summarized. I will jump into the next question from our friend Mary. She's asking, is there a link between CRP and OEE?
Okay, I think CRP, she means capacity requirement planning, if I'm correct, because she's CPIM certified, so for sure, I believe she talks about capacity requirement planning. So how you do the capacity requirement planning? When you do capacity requirement planning, you check the signal that you get as a demand to supply, and you start to do rough cut capacity. Then based on the rough cut capacity, you decide that if you can do it or no, then you go for the capacity requirement planning. To do that, you need to understand what is the output of the line, okay? How much the line can operate per hour, and how much is the output per hour or per second based on the operation. How much output that you will get, and based on that, you do your own capacity requirement planning. But guess what? The OEE embedded in, because when the production team confirming to you that this line output is 18 pack per minute or 100 pack per minute, inherent is the OEE of this line, which including the speed and the performance of the lines and the losses of the line. So for sure it is linked. Maybe you cannot see it, but it is there.
Yeah, I can. Just laughing, Samah, because I remember when we were in the planning and manufacturing and how you were somehow that the manufacturing, they're trying to put a lower OEE and lower output to an extent that they finish the plan. When they give these outputs to the planning, they finish the plan earlier and then ask why we are with the factory is stopping, because everyone is buffering on the other, everyone is buffering. They're like what you said, because OEE, it's already embedded and it's inside the rough cut capacity planning that we put it. The output is there. So just giving I'm talking about this for the manufacturing team, because once you have just don't buffer too much, have the optimal one or the optimized one. When you give it to the planning, you feel comfortable, and at the same time also you give them the I would say the right design speed and the right OE to plan accordingly, just to not have that. That's why I was laughing about this point.
So maybe next time you should do what Ahmed just said, that when you get the CRP and you get the numbers from the production, just ask them what is the design speed of the line and what is the OE of the line. This is the
Exactly.
trick.
And I don't want to just disrupt this, but into somehow you can go on ground and see the design speed, how the machine is operating based on the theory of constraint, which machine has the biggest problem, so you understand how it goes.
Yeah,
But rather than
yeah,
just managing the whole volume lump sum, how many tons I have it per hour or per day, this doesn't give you any sense. That's why
sure,
I was
sure.
laughing at this point.
Yeah.
So
And understanding the bottleneck of the line as well. Okay.
yeah. Yes, I'll jump into the next question from our friend Raymond. I think it's a very long question, but I will take it. He is asking, due to the pandemic and the impacts of increasing transportation to the global supply chain, are there greater manufacturing opportunities to utilize obsolete stock or redundant systems without domestic market? Of course, as long as safety and the quality are not impacted.
Yeah, you answered the question, Raymond. So first, let us understand the impact. Maybe some people on the call now, they don't know about the transportation impact. So I will give a flavor about it. So if you get a container from China to Europe or to Egypt or the Middle East, it was costing before around 4,000 US dollars, 300, 500 or 4,000 US dollars. Nowadays, to get a container from China now, it costs from 11 to 13,000, sometimes 14,000 US dollars. So it's around three times or four times the original cost due to the COVID and the pandemic. And even based on what is happening now, that most of the markets start to open, and most of the big countries, industrial countries, they started to open the market and they start to operate. There is a shortage of materials as well. So most of the time, maybe you will find you will suffer from shortage for a specific material that you cannot get it on time, or because of the material cost is very very high. So one of the things that you said is to manage and get the opportunity to reduce or to liquidate your obsolete products or euro stocks for sure, which is have a proper quality and proper expiry date to respect the customer and the consumer. Maybe most of the companies now, they are doing what you are thinking about, and sometimes they give it with a discount prices to assure that it can be sold on the market and they can cover the gaps that they have in their own plans. But this is reality happening now on the ground. Your point is correct 100%.
Thank you, Samah. We have our friend Tess. She's saying continuous improvement is amazing. Thank you for tuning in. We have the next question from our friend Yasin Abdullah. He is asking how I can achieve it at MRP field. I think that he's speaking about the OEE. I think
I think talking about the material requirement planning, you need to understand
yes.
how we apply continuous improvement or operation excellence in the MRP. Okay, so Yasin, it depends on your company. So if your company using a robust system for MRP, the system will be automated. Any system, garbage in, sorry for that, garbage out. So if we put the right parameters on the system to calculate our requirement for materials, for planning for the materials, for sure the system will give you a proper output. Okay. If you don't have a proper system and you are using your Excel sheets or you work on your own, the most important thing that to assure that your system doesn't have bugs, and you need to
Mhm.
check your files. I remember what we call it the Nini file that someone was using before, and I was always challenging him to assure that this file is working properly and will not have any shortage. So what I'm trying to say that if you have your own tools, it's okay. By the way, no problem. It is based on the company size. So if it's a medium to small company, Excel sheets will be okay. But from medium company, maybe you will need MRP that for medium-sized companies. For large companies, they have very big systems, which is ERP systems. So again, it depends on the system. It depends on the inputs that you put in the system, and there is no bugs on the system. Last but not least, it's about you are doing quality inspection, and you do continuous checks on the system to assure that you have the right parameters. You updated your own parameters on the system, or you're still using all the parameters. Maybe some of the suppliers, they changed their own delivery terms or weeks coverage. It will impact your weeks coverage. So maybe they instead of delivering in 10 days, they started to say we'll deliver in 20 days. If you didn't update your system, guess what? You will be out of stock. Your weeks coverage will be vanished, and suddenly you'll find yourself out of stock. So continuous improvement is very important. Maybe you start with Excel sheet, and at the end you find yourself working with Oracle system or SAP system. This is the continuous improvement that you can have, from my point of view.
Thank you, Sameh. Beautiful answer. We'll jump into the next question from our friend Muhammad El Karamani. How can we get benchmark for OEE?
Okay, so Muhammad, to get benchmark for OEE, it's based on, again, your industry. So some companies like Unilever or Procter & Gamble or Henkel or Nestle, such big ones, they do benchmark internally and externally. So they can do it internally within their own manufacturing sites, and they can do as well internally based on the industry itself. For you, for sure, what you need to do, you can do your benchmark versus your own self. So if you cannot get the data, or you need to pay money for the data to get benchmark for global benchmarking for your own industry, and it's difficult to pay for it, it's okay. What you can do, put a benchmark against yourself. So for example, your performance is 60% now. You can put for yourself target to reach 70. And when you reach 70, you put target to reach 75. And with 75, you put target to reach 80. And this is also a good way to improve your operation and performance. But for sure, if you know the benchmark in your industry, this will be much better. But again, it doesn't mean that you reach the benchmark of the industry that you have, that you will not improve. Why don't put a new benchmark?
Mm-hmm.
You can. So again, it's based on your own performance. Benchmark yourself based on yourself, and put every time a target to achieve.
Thank you, Sameh. And I think also the same from our friend Raymond. He was saying, "Shukran, ya Sameh." Thank you, Raymond.
Thank you,
Sameh,
Raymond.
I have one of the compelling questions that I was waiting for this question at the beginning of our discussion, which is how to transform a normal factory to be a sourcing or exporting hub worldwide, regardless the size of the business. But how can you take a small factory and just work on it and making like attraction for leads or just attraction for exporting to the whole world?
Okay, yani this is what we call it a dream, or something that you need to dream about. First of all, you need to have a strategy. So if you are a strategy to become export hub, this will be your own slogan, your own strategy, or vision. Sorry, you can put it as a vision that you need to be an export hub. And based on this vision, you need to put your own strategy. How I will be an export hub. One of the most important things is to know your capabilities. And when you understand and you assess your capabilities, you can do SWOT analysis or any analysis that you would like to do. But you need to understand what is your strengths, what is your weaknesses, what is your opportunities, what are the threats that you may have. And based on that, you start to work step by step to improve your performance. The most important thing on the journey is people, the human being. And the most important investment will be in the human being. So you need to start with your team. And your team needs to believe that they can be, if we talk about Egypt or Africa, why we are importing, why we will not become export hub to Europe or to UK or to USA, why not? why they perceive our products as not a premium products or good quality products. This is what the way we need to think. And as I said, if you put it as a vision, you need to have a strategy. And in your strategy, you need to assess your capability. And based on that, you put your plan. So you cannot do that without commitment from your team, having a good team that believes on that. And even you believe in your team as well. You improve your team capability. Then you improve your process capability. And you put targets, milestones to deliver it. So for I will give some examples. So to be an export hub, you need to have a lot of certificates that recognized by the global community in the industry to confirm that I'm certified, I'm qualified,
As
I'm very, very strong. I have very good cost, but not only cost, by the way, I have very good quality, and I have a very good process which is controlled, under control, and I don't have any waste, and I have very good products that I'm producing. It's a very long journey, by the way. It will not. You cannot do it in a day and a night. It takes time because perception to change perception is not an easy thing.
yes.
It takes years. And guess what? If you did a mistake in the middle, it's easy to back to square one
Three.
because perception is a perception. The people difficult to change people perception. When you said to them that I'm supplying this product from Africa, they will say what? What you are saying? From Africa? From Egypt? How come? This is the main normal answer. And if ourselves we are not believes in our products and we are not using it, don't be ashamed or don't be angry when or disappointed with someone else saying that I will not use it because you are not believing in your products. So how come you ask the others to believe in? So you need to believe in first, and to be proud of. This is also very important. You need to be very proud of what you are doing. If you are proud and producing a proper products and you are competing in the market and you're showing that you are not better than us, we know what we need to do, and then we have a mission that will deliver it to be an export hub, and we get foreign currency for our countries, and we get more people to work, and we will have the latest technology that we have, and we have the best operations in the world. This is the thinking. This is the way. They will be convinced. They will accept it.
Brilliant,
We
Sameh.
need to give an example. Japan, for example,
Yeah.
in the 70s, the Americans they said that job is crap. They were saying job is crap. When you get something from Japan, it's a crap. Now Japan is the benchmark to the anything related to quality. When we say Japan, you say this is a different. They come from different world. They are different people. By the way, 40 years ago, they were crap. I'm sorry, I'm saying about the products. So the job is crap. Now the products, the Japanese products, is one of the best products all over the world.
Qualities.
So it takes time to change perception, and other people did it. So why we cannot do it? We can,
Yeah.
but we need to have the will and the confidence and to be proud.
I like how you put it in because it's all about us. How you believe on your products and how you believe in the capability of people and how you as a leader how you can uh, have a real vision and a real mission and just always observe it and remind people about it and how you can see it. It will come. This is the good thing about the leadership which you were speaking about. I like how you put it in totally,
Yeah,
Sam.
we need to believe in ourselves, Ahmed. No one is better than you. No one is better than anyone we have here in the call. No one. Just you need to believe in yourself, and you put for yourself a mission, and you will deliver it.
Yeah. How
That's
how
it.
can we stay true to ourselves? This is the game, and this is the differentiate who is the leader and who is not, which is something that obvious about how you speak about how you can be a real sourcing hub. It's not a dream, but if you work on it and if you have the willingness, as you said, everything will be true in a medium term even. So I will just jump out of excellence a little bit, and I will jump to the last question, which is more related into your experience. So I speak a little bit about crisis management, not manufacturing excellence, but I speak about crisis management. I do remember how you were handling some of strikes when it happens, especially labor strikes inside the factories. What is the system thinking that you can give to any factory manager when there is something happens, some crisis happen, especially for strikes in that manner, and especially in our time? What is the system thinking that they can use in order to just pass this crisis and having a business continuity along the way?
Okay, so crisis management is a very big topic, Ahmed, and my philosophy that when you are in such situations, you need to be resilient. You need to be cool and calm, and yeah, because it happens. So when it happens, it happens already. So you need to think how you will deal with it, how you will manage it. So you need to be resilient to think. And if you talk about people, I always respect people, and I respect shop floor. And before taking any decision, you need to put yourself in their shoes to understand how they will understand your decision or the company decision, how this decision will impact the shop floor, how the shop floor will react. If you are in their place, you will accept it or you will not accept it. This is very important. Sometimes there is decisions coming due to logical reasons, sometimes to business continuity. We don't have other option, and you need to implement it. You understand that there will be pushback. You should respect this pushback, because if you are in the other side shoes, you will push back. So you need to respect, you need to listen, you need to try your best to mitigate the risk on these guys on the other side. So how I can support them, how I can mitigate the risk, how I can reduce the impact on them or on the business. And the most important thing is to balance. There is always a balance between business and people. Don't make to go for the side of the business more than the people, and vice versa. Don't go more on the side of the people versus the business, because if there is no business, all of us will be in home. We need to understand that. And if there is no people as well, there is no business. So we need to balance the relation between both. If you think this way, in any situation, it will be sorted out. Believe me, it will be sorted out. You need to negotiate sometimes with the top management of the business. You need to negotiate with the shop floor or the labor, because you highlighted a specific case. So I'm talking about this case for crisis management, and you need to get something in between to sort it out. How we can solve it? How we can sort it out? This is my formula, and this is the way I always think about. But sometimes you need to take tough decisions. This is, you have 10,000 employee, and during the crisis that we have currently, some companies start to think about what we call layoff. They need to reduce the numbers because they cannot cater for all. If you are very emotional, we'll say we cannot do that. It's difficult to do that. How can we do this? But if you look from and if you are in the people's employee side, you will be annoyed and you will not be happy. But you don't see the whole picture, because if the business didn't do that, all the 10,000 will be in home. The business cannot go anymore. In such cases, you need to think differently. You need to think, okay, some people will go out. How we can let them go with dignity? How we can let them go and find better opportunities outside? Okay, so you become responsible organization. It's not just getting the people out and that's it. No, how we can let the people go, and they will be appreciating while they are going, and they will not forget the company, and they will appreciate what you are doing with them, and they will be happy that they are going. If you can do such formula, for sure there will be no issue. most of the problems happen between the top management of the business and the shop floor, that there is no common language. By the way, the top management is talking for the benefit of the shop floor. They are not against, because at the end the company is is two, white collar and blue collar. From without white collar it cannot work, without blue collar it cannot work. But the white collar taking the decisions, and they most of the time I can claim that they take decisions for the sake of the good of the shop floor. But how they deliver the message to the shop floor is totally different. You don't have a common language, and most of the time there is no trust between the blue collar and the white collar, between the people and the management. Not even blue collar, white collar. Most of the time, some people, they don't have a trust in their management, and this is a big concern. And this mistake not from the employees, it's from the management. If you have a mistrust, it's the management or the leader problem. It's not the people problem. If you are a genuine leader, if you are a good leader, people will trust you, and you will be sure that you will let them safe. Even you will let them go, they will go in a safe manner. This is specifically for the case that you highlighted. But in total, for any crisis management, you need to have a resilient thinking, and you need to have your own contingency plans. And even if your contingency plan is not working, you need to sit calm and you put your own plan, because it happened. The problem happened. So how we can overcome it? What we can do differently to quickly overcome it and work and go on. This is my view.
Sam, I kept saying that you are a business humanizer, and I will keep saying it because when it comes to take a decision, and I was working with you, you put always people first, and you put always people and yourself in the shoes of people, and take the right decision, which is something that's why I believe that all people that they work with you, that they love the way that you are taking care, because you put always yourself in their place and take the right decision. That's why I think one of the biggest success factor, because you are a really business humanizer. And I would like to thank you again, Samah, for your amazing time. Really, it was very insightful, and I think that the engagement was an evidence on that, and the many questions that we have. And I keep saying again, if people you want anything from Samah, our audience today, please don't hesitate to direct message him on LinkedIn, and just connect with him. It was a pleasure hosting you, Samah, and thank you. And I'm sure that we'll have another episode, maybe about digitalization, maybe something like that.
Thank you, Ahmed, very much, and thanks for the nice words that you are saying. It's too much for me, honestly, and it's a pleasure and honor to be with the whole team here in the call. And I am very happy you made my day because I was here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sabah, and thank you guys for tuning in. See you after. Have a great day.